Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today, big updates, Apex Legends. Wow, it is happening. It's happening. Season 6 EVO Armour updates. Before we get into all the updates that we're going to read through, and this is game changing for Apex Legends by the way, firstly, I wanted to talk about what's happened so far in Season 6. The armor changes have overall been received mixedly by the community. Some people love them, some people now feel the time to kill is just way too fast, and as a result the game is feeling like a different experience. So in this update we are going to be seeing some changes that Respawn are making directly to Apex Legends after giving it a couple of weeks to simmer. So let's go and read through this. Hi everyone, Jason McCord, this is the design director, so this is coming right from the top. Season 6 made a few armor changes. First of all armor became EVO Armor. Yep, good change. I like this change. Firstly, before we really go into too much detail, I like that they are making changes to try and freshen up the game. That's a good thing. Whether they're received good or bad, as long as they fix the bad, I'm always up for changes in this game. And second, all armor values were reduced by 25 HP, which means so much. In this game, 25 HP is a lot. After letting the change simmer for a few weeks, we've analysed some data and collected player feedback, enough to make a decision. We're reverting the armor to pre-Season 6 values. That's right. This change is happening today across all platforms. This is a out of the blue update. This isn't a, an LTM update. This isn't a collection event update. It's not even a new season update. They have found this to be such an important thing to change that they are just throwing it straight into the game. And I admire them for that because they've tried it and it's not worked. On paper, I loved all the idea of the Season 6 changes, but I'm not a big fan of the less health. It was frustrating to me. You'll notice a distinct lack of Apex Legends videos on the channel, and it's because I wasn't enjoying the game as much, and that's just the case. And I thought if they want to move in this direction, that's okay. I'll just play the game less because I prefer longer time to kills, and that's quite a big part of the experience for me. So, but they are keeping it all as EVO Armor, which I do like because the change of having EVO Armor I think is a good one. So that's not a problem with me, but that means gold should go back up to its 4 bars. Hopefully that doesn't mean we get red Evo that's 125. We might be getting that. So in fact, we're coming on to it. Okay, that's going to be alright. I'd like to take the opportunity to explain why we made that change and why we were reverting it. From the start of Apex Legends, one of our core pillars was that getting the drop on someone would give those players a significant advantage. We aimed to promote strategy in battlefield positioning and map control. I agree. When these tactics were executed well, but a team still outplayed you because of a mechanical skill, that felt bad. In Season 1 through 5, we felt this balance was achieved pretty well, and I agree with that. I mean, Season 5 didn't have enough limited time modes, but it was my favourite season because it's the one I played the most of, where I was to a decent standard, so I love Season 5 for that reason. However, the introduction of the EVO Armor change, we saw in our internal playtests that players were achieving red 125 shields more often, and more players were fighting at the total 225 health. Yeah, I remember when EVO Armor was in the game, but it had its original health. A Gibraltar with 225 shields was unkillable. Like, it was just impossible. With the gun shield, it's a 275 health character who has the fortified ability. It's crazy numbers. But I'm glad they realised that. They started to swing the battles more likely than we wanted. Good players were able to be outplayed. Were able to outplay teams more consistently, even if the enemy had worked for a much better position. By lowering the armor values, we felt we had adjusted for the red EVO availability. And I agree with that. Like I said, when the season first launched, I thought this would actually be quite a good thing. Now, it's important to note that we playtested this for months internally for those playtest feedbacks, which were positive, and I can see why they'd be positive. The game isn't totally dead as a result of this change. It's just not as preferable to me personally and a lot of players, but it would have still felt quite similar, I think, as for internal playtesting, but when you put it out to the world, it's a completely different thing. The skill levels in our team are varied. That's true. So, I mean, I know they probably have quite a lot of connections with a lot of the pro players, but they must also have, players who work in the team who don't play the game religiously. So that's actually quite important to get what it's like for someone who's quite new to the game, what it's going to be like coming in where you have this really low armor and it's really easy to be downed. It's interesting. I can't promise you that we won't try experimental changes again. In fact, I will promise you that we will change the game in order to keep it fresh and interesting as the years go on. That's true, that's good. I hope that this patch proves that we are thinking deeply about our decisions. Yeah, I agree, couldn't agree more. I like changes. Yep, I thought the Season 6 changes were going to be good. I ended up not liking them personally. And that's okay, I think, because as long as, when the Season 6 came out, and I didn't actually watch any Apex YouTube whilst I played for the first week, and I just thought, I'm really not enjoying this, but I don't know if I'm the only one, and I couldn't pin why, and I think it is and has always been the armor. And when I saw other people start to voice that feedback, that positive criticism, that was good. I know that there's been a variety of people posting about it. You got Mirage holding the Volt there, probably the most powerful weapon. Although now that with this the shields coming back up, I actually think it's going to make the Volt worse off because it's got a very small clip size, so it suited that it suited the game when the time to kill was really low. I think now the time to kill is higher again. It's going to actually be a worse gun, and I think it will actually just balance itself out on its own. So I actually don't think the Volt needs tweaking now, providing the audio issues are fixed, but we're now getting into, those kind of bugs. So we've got fixed server, several server crashes, good. Made adjustments to the appearance of several hollow sprays. Okay, that's good. And removed an inappropriate caustic voice line. Okay. So with the this middle one, made an adjustment to the appearance of several hollow sprays. Will that fix the Octane bug that we had where he could infinitely stim throwing them out? I don't know if it will. Audio. Fixed an issue with audio not playing back when shooting the Devotion and Volt. This is big. I know a lot of people are considering, leaving this game because of the armor and the silent energy weapons. So I'm very glad they're addressing it. We'll see in the game whether it works, but they know it's a problem. Fixed an issue where Crypto's drone in caustic gas would play to the whole server. Interesting, I never saw that one, so maybe that was a PC problem. And fixed marking crafting replicators from the ship playing a Let's Go Here PO ping. Yeah. I'm happy with that because every time you would sort of tap down on it, it would do the Let's Go Here, but you weren't sure if your teammate was pinging that as a location to drop. First couple of days, I was really confused. Good, glad they're changing that. Replicators fix an issue with EVO shields. Yep, heard about this. Fix an issue with an Ninja controller configuration not being able to use replicators. Interesting. And fix an issue with not being able to revive a teammate when they are downed whilst using a replicator. Oh, interesting. I didn't ever see that happen, but that's good. I'm glad they're fixing this. This is I never saw it actually get utilized in a game, but it's game breaking if it was to happen. Fixed the finishers spamming the server. I never had this personally happen, but I know it happened a few times on PC. Amped walls requiring heirlooms. Okay, that's fine. And fixed an issue with fix a crash when Sheila is destroyed while someone's using it. Interesting. That's good. One thing to say about these is they haven't mentioned the glitch where you can get into the vault using Rampart. So it sounds like they've left that in. That the glitch that came out where people could put the turret on the wall and then put down an amp cover and sort of push themselves through the vault. So I think that glitch is still going to be there. Crypto fixed an issue with hack not detecting players on Sheila. Okay, interesting. And Wraith fixed an issue with the portal disappearing upon Wraith's death. Fixed a crash with Wraith's portal interacting with World's Edge geysers. This is big because this was a super easy crash to cause if you wanted to destroy a lobby. Like if you wanted to just end a game, and this was happening. It was big in ranked and it was punishing people for disconnections. This is big. I think it happened to me a couple of times actually. That I was in a game where someone did this and ended the game because I had a couple server shutdowns in back-to-back games, and luckily I was just playing in a social game mode. But in ranked, this was game breaking. Fix an error when Wraith Portal is too close to a replicator and the player interacts with it. Good stuff. Fix an issue that caused Lobus Teleport to fail in certain areas. Good. I think they need to keep working on Lobus Teleport because there are still so many areas this has not worked in that I've found. It's a good, it's getting to be, Lobus getting to be a better character as a result of all these bug fixes. What do you think about all this? I'm very, very excited to go back into Apex Legends tonight now. In fact, I was about to hop on and play some, and then I saw this and I'm like, no, I've got to make a video. So this is the EVO Armour update of Apex Legends. Gold armor is finally useful again. I think I'm a little bit worried about whether we're getting 225 HP red shields. So we'll see about how that works again and how it feels, because honestly then the timescale might feel too long. So we'll see if everyone's running around with the red Evo how that will feel. But then again, if red Evo is fairly easy to achieve, then maybe it will just be fine and it'll work itself out. I think this is an indirect nerf to certain weapons like the Volt. I think it's going to make sniper meta less strong, and the G7 it's a bit of a nerf to as well, because all those guns, the biggest problem I had was like running between cover and facing against a sniper player who would just laser me. The triple take with its choke, a headshot on someone could literally one hit down people who don't have purple armor, and that's incredibly strong. So I think this is already going to fix some of the crazy sniper meta, which was just forcing long range gunfights that were really, really slow. It's going to speed up the game, I think, a little bit and make it a lot better. I'm really glad Respawn have taken the decision to do this. It's a really, really, really good choice that they've made. But I'm glad they listened to people, and I'm glad they tried new things. Let's not discourage from more attempts like this, because they've tried it, it didn't work. We're going back to what we know, and now it's going to be weird trying to rework my brain back to the old way. Thank you all so much for watching, everyone. Look forward to seeing you more in Season 6. Tune in with you in the next video.